Hi folks, Jim Tully here at the 2018 Australian Hire Show. What we're going to do here today is demonstrate to you the Pegasus 2632. This is a machine we're debuting here at the show, which now is coming into the Australian market. So with this machine, it's a little different than what you are used to seeing out in the construction market, in the rental field. We're going to start from the top and work our way down, and I'll try to hit this as fast as I can. So starting from the top, as you can see, the guardrails on the Pegasus machine are extremely thick material, and as you can see as well, they actually bow up so it protects the guardrails from the operators putting material on top of the guardrail and bending the guardrails down. So not only do we bow the guardrails up on purpose, we also have increased the thickness 2 times in order to prevent the guardrails from bending. As we work our way down, as you can see, all the guardrails are folding guardrails. And it's hard to see from your angle, but if you can trust me here, there's actual rubber pucks or isolators between each folding rail to keep the guardrail silent as the machine's traveling across the job site. You just don't want to have that rattling noise when you're operating a machine, especially in a confined area. As we're starting to look further down the platform, we never allow the slide-out deck to touch the platform. We don't want metal-to-metal scraping. So what we've done is isolated the slide-out deck from the platform by 4 very large UHMW rollers that mount the platform or the slide-out deck to the platform. As you can see here, I can pull it out with one hand with ease or push it in the same manner. This is a very unique system to the Pegasus 2632 and all the other Pegasus machines. So it really makes for the operators very comfortable to move the deck in and out as he's operating the machine. Also, with the slide-out deck assembly, as you can see, you have to trust me because you can't see in the platform, but underneath the platform is actually a steel structure frame. So the slide-out deck is a frame assembly itself, and then we apply the material on top of the frame, so that eliminates the possibility of the deck bowing down as you weight the platform down. The front side of the slide-out deck, you have to travel with me, there's a channel here. Once debris does fall into the channel, it's forced out the front and exits out the side cutouts of the slide-out deck itself. So it eliminates the possibility of the slide-out deck binding up because there's debris either in the platform channel or underneath the platform itself, okay? As we continue, the toe boards here, they're not sheet metal, they're actually formed steel structure. So this steel structure is thick enough where it's going to protect the machine from being bent when the operator misuses the machine, as of course they always do. So very sturdy steel platform here. Inside the deck we have expanded metal. We never, and I mean never, use sticky tape. Sticky tape is something you constantly have to replace. It's a pain in the neck for both the operator and the owner of the equipment. So we always use, with the Pegasus machines, a stamped steel plate surface for both the platform and the slide-out deck. As we move to the rear of the machine, every Pegasus machine has a self-closing entry gate. Now the problem with self-closing entry gates is a lot of times you'll get rust developing in the hinge itself. So to eliminate that from happening, we actually incorporate now on all our machines stainless steel self-closing hinges. Therefore, stainless can't rust, so you're not going to have problems with the side or the swing gate sticking and holding open. It closes on its own. We use an automotive 2-stage latch for all the gates. Okay, so there's 2 positions or 2 handles there. You can open and close the gate. Okay, so that's our platform. Quickly here, we'll raise the machine slightly. Let's talk briefly about the scissor stack. So what you're looking at here is a very unique scissor stack to the Pegasus series model. We're using black nitrate pins, so it's a very smooth surface. With the black nitrate pins, we can use a fiber Teflon bearing. So what that means to you is there's never any maintenance of the scissor bearings themselves. There's no need to apply grease, okay? So you'll never get that creaking and cracking noise, or more importantly, 2 or 3 years down the road, you don't have to go through and change the bearings out. Now, another important feature is because we have such a heavy-duty platform, this is probably one of the heaviest platforms in the industry, so whatever weight I put up here, I must put down in the chassis, in theory. So what we've done is different is we actually now machine these sleeves after they're welding into the scissors arm. They go through a vertical machining center where we line bore the holes in the sleeves to precise fit, to an F7 pin tolerance, for example. Because that tolerance is so tight now, I have now removed the deflection of my scissor stack. So what once was between 10 and 14 inches is now down to 4 inches. That's a lot of deflection that we eliminated. So because that deflection has been eliminated, the center of gravity, or CG, remains within the center of the chassis. Therefore, I don't need to put a lot of counterweight in this chassis because I have so much weight in the air. So it's a big, big feature for both the operator and the owner of the equipment. When I'm up in the air, it's much more stable than a lot of the other machines in the market today. Big feature. So we're gonna make our way down to the chassis now. So what you see here is a very robust steel structured chassis. It's an actual chassis where plates are welded together instead of hanging things off of two square tubing guardrail or square tubing pieces of chassis. So because it's a chassis, it's a flex-free system. So as the machine's moving across the terrain, you're not gonna get any of this creaking and cracking that you'll find with other machines out there. As I open up the cabinet door, this is the heart of the machine. So everything is accessible to the service technician. As you can see here, the whole function is right here at my fingertips. Now this machine is, and all of our machines are direct electric drive. So direct electric is the most efficient system on the market today. So we don't have any efficiency with hydraulic drive whatsoever. Direct electric drive. We also manage the battery power system. So we have an onboard management system that conserves the battery power always. We never allow the batteries to spike. As I run this machine full speed forward, normally with machines like this, once I hit full speed forward, I'm applying max torque to the wheel motors and I'm generating between 200 and 250 amps driving the machine. We don't do that with the Pegasus model. So what happens is when I stroke the joystick forward, it senses where I'm at and the movement that I'm doing and applies more power to the wheel motors as needed. So therefore, as I take off, the machine will nice and smoothly ramp up so we don't spike the batteries. We do the same thing with lift. So every time we spike a battery, we're robbing valuable duty cycle from that battery pack. So battery pack management is really essential on these machines. This machine and the machine in front of it that you don't see here, our 1930 series, will actually run up to 2 days of usage off a single battery charge. And if that doesn't wow you, the world's only machines that will drive at 45% grade on slab scissors. That has never been done before, and the Pegasus model is the only one on the planet that has that. So 45% grade. Now, will you use a machine at 45%? Of course not. But do you need to drive it up a loading ramp? Do you need to drive it up the back of a truck? There's always an application where you need to drive the machine up a steep area to get to the workstation or the work site. So now this machine will do it. It's the only machine that will do it. Okay? So battery power management, heavy duty steel structure, precise machining in the scissor arms, keeping that center of gravity to the center, managing the battery again, swing out components so the service people can get to the parts and replace them. And by the way, speaking about parts, the same parts on this machine, and this happens to be an 8-meter machine, are the same parts that are on our 16-meter machine. They're all interchangeable. So we built the parts or the machines for the big machines and then keep those same parts on the smaller machines. So that's what you see here. Okay. Pothole bar system is very mechanical, it's very simple, very durable. You're not gonna have service calls on the pothole bar system. What you're seeing here is the only hydraulics we have are for lifting and for steering. Everything else is done electrically. Now, huge feature. We've already talked about the battery pack power management. We talked about the steel structure. Let's talk about adjustability. Every function on this machine is adjustable. I can adjust the speed up. I can adjust the speed down. I can adjust the steering left to right. I can adjust how high the machine goes. You can adjust all those parameters as well. I can adjust the drive speed. Let's say I have a customer who's a glazer who doesn't want to go a full 8 meters. They want to go 7.1 meter, whatever it is. With a simple click of my onboard programmer, I can control how high that machine goes up, how fast it goes up, how fast it climbs the ramp. All of that is done right here with just a few seconds. Also for options, if I want to turn on different alarms, if I want an audible all motion alarm, it's literally a couple seconds and I turn it on or I turn it off. So it's all catered to the customer and what they need. Okay? As you'll hear now, as the door closes, it's very heavy. It's a construction machine. It's a tool. It's a tool that your customers are going to rent. They're going to abuse it. We know that's going to happen. So make it sturdy, make it beefy. We give it 2 years of warranty. You have 2 years warranty on the paint, on the machine, and world first, 2-year warranty on the battery pack itself. No one's ever done that. Because we're managing that battery pack so effectively, we're able to give 2-year warranties on battery. Why? This machine's a 24-volt circuit. At 17.5 volts, I shut off lift. And that tells the operator, hey, listen, the battery's becoming flat. You've already used it almost 2 days. Lower the machine down, drive it to a charging station and charge the batteries. If they neglect to do that, at 16 volts, I shut the machine off. They can't move it. Now they have to go find an extension cord and plug it in. At 15 to 15.5 volts, the batteries will actually start to gas. That's that funny smell you smell when you walk by a vehicle. That's that battery gassing. Because the voltage drops down, the current increases, and that current translates into heat. That heat goes to the batteries and actually boils the battery acid. So at 15.5, we shut it off. The batteries will boil. At 16 volts, we shut it off completely. So as you can see, there's a lot of technical advancements on these machines. They look standard, but there's a lot of heart and soul that goes inside the machine. I'm Jim Tolley, and this is the Pegasus series. It ranges from 3 meters all the way up to 20 meters. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for watching.